Kia ora, collectors. Kia ora is a common greeting in New Zealand, apparently. Anyways, today we have this unboxing of a Inno64 rally car, and here's my small little collection of some rally cars. They're all actually from CMs, now that I think of it. So, getting into more modern vehicles here, I want to give Inno a good chance here. They look really nice, at least in the box, so I picked this up at a store locally. No mail order this time. So the Evo3 is based on the Mitsubishi Mirage, actually, but it's considered the 5th generation of the frame, I guess. Oh, some decals here. And this is actually the 3rd generation Evo, although it's based on the 5th generation Lancer. So, one thing I never really knew is this is actually made by Innovative Service and Trading, and so that makes sense why it's called Inno64. I really like the name. It's really easy to search on the internet, so pretty neat. Okay, so we got a little backing card and some water slide decals. I doubt I'm going to put those on because I find that decals don't really last a long time, and they're really a pain to put on, to be honest with you. So this case here, I like this translucent bottom. It's different. Kind of neat. Feels like a pretty nice quality case, actually. There's one screw holding this thing down. So undo that. And through my research, I learned that around 5,000 of these Evo 3s were made, although I'm not sure if that includes the competition cars. There were 5,000 made for general consumer use. Also, the Lancer was originally meant for the Japan domestic market, but there was some demand for it, and eventually it got over to Europe, and then was sold in America eventually. So pretty interesting. And these things are, this particular car had 270 horsepower, and it had a turbocharged inline-4 up front, of course, and all-wheel drive. And it wasn't that, well, it's hard to say if it was a great competition car, because Subaru, won the World Rally Championships in this year, 1995, with Colin McRae. This particular model, though, is driven by Kenneth Eriksson. It's hard to really see here, but it's on this red section here, on the front fender here. I actually... Yeah, somewhere, I don't think we can make that out. Maybe the camera can make it out, but my naked eye can't see the text. But Kenneth Eriksson came in 3rd for the season, so not so bad. But anyways, if we look at the actual model now, really nice details. This is only my 2nd Inno64 model. The other one I have is a GTR. What I like are these really thin fenders, these little red fenders here. They're hard plastic. I don't think you'd want to try to bend those. You got the model of the vehicle and the brand, so that's really smart. I don't know why other companies don't do that. Actually, I was thinking a lot of companies probably have blank bottoms because they're not actually making their own models. They're just contracting the work from some sort of factory and then putting it in their own packaging. So that might be why a lot of cars have blank bottoms, because they're not actually making those models. The brand, that is. Okay, let's look at the front here. So we got the nice diamond logo there. Very cool. There's a license plate here. Textures to the grill. A little tiny texture there for the brake duct, or maybe that's the brake duct. Okay. Pretty nice printing of the sponsors and the rally badge. Where's their decal? You can see a little texture there. I think these might be water slide decals, actually, because if it was printing, I think it would be smoother. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think. What is interesting is the side windows. They're tinted. Now, is that because it's just really sunny during the New Zealand rally? It might be. If you're running around with no trees around, the cabin must get super hot, plus the fact that it's just hot down under. So I like the wheels, really nice wheels. They don't really want to roll, not that I care too much, but yeah, those are nice wheels. I like them. Enki or Enkai, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but alright, let's see the back here. So now the license plate is yellow, whereas up front it was white. Nice exhaust tip here. It wasn't hit perfectly on the top rim, but there's dimensionality to the muffler tip there. It actually goes in, so that's really nice. I've seen a lot worse. Yeah, a little paint. I don't know. There's some little stuff dangling here. Dust or something on that wing. Try to scrape it off later. These rear window defroster lines are nice. They're quite quite thin. I see some other brands, you know, they put on defroster lines and the lines are so wide that it just looks ridiculous. I think it'd be better off to just not put them on at all if they're going to be super wide. But these are pretty thin, so I think it's acceptable. There's a little antenna on the roof there. Not bad. Okay. And then, yeah. I like rallying, but I don't really follow it like a diehard fan, so I don't know what these boxes are on the top. Is it some sort of air inlet, additional air inlet to keep the drivers cool because they're wearing helmets and stuff? I don't know. If anyone knows a lot about rallying, please chime in and add a comment. Let's try to look in the interior here. Yeah, I can see those red seat belts. Wow, and the buckles. And the clasp mechanism there for the lap. So those are the nicest seat belts I think I've seen so far. Granted, all my other rally cars are just by CM's, which is an old company. I don't even think they make models anymore. But yeah, that's quite impressive. Good work, you know. Very nice. Obviously, we can't really see much in the back seat because the mirrored glass. That is interesting. I've never seen that. Oh, can kind of see there's a spare wheel in there. My camera screen is quite dark, so it's hard for me to tell, but I'm pretty sure when this is posted on YouTube, it's going to show up better. But yeah, you can see the wheel in there. That's a really nice touch, and it's really deep in there. So there's a roll cage, obviously, a white roll cage. Yeah, those seats, they're like bucket seats, probably carbon fiber seats, sport seats, racing seats. Okay. So, a short video today. I think it's a pretty great model. I have not much to complain about, to be honest with you. I don't see anything majorly wrong with this model. No, there's something there, but yeah, it's not that noticeable to the naked eye. The camera picks up a lot more than my eyes can actually see. So yeah, I think it's a great value. I didn't pay too much for this compared to other brands that seem to overprice for what you get. In particular, these little fenders are a nice touch. You know, that's additional work that you wouldn't see on most of the diecast cars. But they look really nice, quite to scale. So if I had to compare it to this CM's, look at the rear fenders of these mud flaps, of the Stratos. They're much thicker. They're quite a bit thicker than the mud flaps here, right? So Inno is far more realistic in the thickness there. Very nice. And then, this CM's Lancer here, this is a Lancer 7, the 6th generation of Lancer from 2002. This is just a horrible model in comparison. These wheels look still so miserable, really. They're so dull and muted, whereas they're much crisper here, right? So, and then these antennae I had to add myself. If you look at my previous video that showed me unboxing this thing from a eBay used purchase. It just had the thickest, most garish antennae. But this one is not bad, you know. It's not super thin to snap off easily, but it's thin enough that it looks pretty decent, I think. All right. Give it a little spin. Okay, so, well, that's it for today, and have a good one.